What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Andre Romance, and I'm up at this thing again. So today I want to bring y'all a topic that's a little touchy. Um, I get quite a bit of questions uh, about my people that are in the LGBT community that are trying to become spiritual or trying to be uh, more religious and grow their beliefs, but they have this lifestyle hanging over their head to where they're not sure how acceptable it is to what they're trying to do, or whether they were born this way, or was it something that happened in their childhood or something like that. So I got the reading and I came across this article. Um, and this article is entitled No Gay Gene. Massive study homes in on genetic basis of human sexuality. So this topic is not to offend anybody. It's not to say that a person is living their life wrong or anything like that. This is just dealing with facts. Okay, so we are examining facts today about genes and how it plays a part in sexuality. Okay. Nearly 500,000 genomes reveal 5 DNA markers associated with sexual behavior, but none with the power to predict the sexuality of an individual. Now, if I go down a little further, it says the largest study to date on the genetic basis of sexuality has revealed 5 spots on the human genome that are linked to same-sex sexual behavior, but none of the markers are reliable enough to predict someone's sexuality. The findings, which are published on 29 August in Science and based on the genome of nearly 500,000 people, shore up the results of earlier, smaller studies and confirm a suspicions of many scientists. While sexual preference has a genetic component, no single gene has large effects on sexual behaviors. Okay, so what this article is saying, and if you all want to find this article, you can find it at nature.com. Okay, but what this article is saying is that pretty much you are not born gay. You are not born with the idea that you want to be with the same sex. So uh, let's look at some options for what's really going on. So if you're not born this way, then what is going on that could be causing it?
Okay, this story comes from the Empire Herald. And so, London. Scientists at the University of Cambridge have discovered a correlation between babies being fed formula and their likelihood to become homosexual. The study was conducted over a 20-year period, which has produced astonishing results linking homosexuality and a particular chemical found in many popular baby formulas. Listen. The recently released study has discovered that babies given formula at birth for the first 1 to 2 years increases their chances of becoming homosexual. The chemical potassium hydroxide, used as part of the ingredient to produce most baby formula brands, is the main factor, according to researchers. Potassium hydroxide is an inorganic compound with the formula KOH, commonly called caustic potash. This chemical compound is used to manufacture biodiesel fuel, soaps, and gasoline. Over the 20-year period, scientists from the University of Cambridge studied 2,000 women. Of the 2,000, 1,000 gave natural birth and the other half underwent surgical procedures to deliver. The women who gave natural birth, 600 best breastfed, and the other 400 used formula, as where 400 women who delivered via cesarean section breastfed, while the other 600 used formula. The babies who were given formula were fed consistently for 1 to 2 years. Babies who were breastfed also were fed consistently for 1 to 3 years without the introduction of formula or dairy products. Of the 1,000 natural births, 500 were male and 500 were female. The same went for those babies delivered via C-section. Babies who were breastfed had a tendency to develop faster motor skills, higher brain activity, displayed gender-specific behaviors generally considered acceptable, appropriate, or desirable for a person based on their actual or perceived sex by their teenage years. Only about 6% of the babies who were breastfed grew into adults who were homosexual or lesbian. Babies who were fed formula developed just as quickly. However, 38% of the formula-fed babies had a slower development in motor skills and cognitive development. Out of the formula-fed babies, 79% were attracted to the same sex by their teenage years. Researchers also factored in environmental influences and religious beliefs of the parents to determine other possible causes of gender role development. Our research was conducted in a semi-controlled environment to produce the most accurate results possible. We did not want to interfere with the day-to-day aspects of the children's lives to avoid any potential influence and change. The data collected has provided much insight in regards to how one perceives gender and sexuality. The results of the data are astonishing. We believe we may have discovered how individuals become homosexual, said Dr. Haggerton of the University of Cambridge. Wow.
All right, so we'll stop it there. So pretty much this 20-year-old studies shows that 6% of babies go on to experience this a desire to be with the same sex sexually, and later on in their teenage years, who are breastfed, so who are fed naturally, versus 79% of these babies, growing up to become same-sex sexual behavior oriented towards the same sex, if they are drinking formula. So the bigger question is, what's in the formula? Who is putting these chemicals in the formula? So, what I gather from this is there is a great possibility that the formula could be what's causing this to happen to us as overall. This could be what's happening. So, as I said, we go to the facts. They've done this research 20 years and have come across these conclusions. Now, there are other obvious reasons that a person would feel as attracted to the same sex, and in which we will not go into. But I would just deal more closely with the individuals, that if you are part of this community, if you do deal with these type of things, that maybe this information here is an explanation for you, as far as what you feel or what your behavior is like. And also to encourage you that no matter what's going on in your life, that God still loves you. God will never hate you for the way you are, or the areas that you struggle in life. There is a structure to life. There's a structure to how we all are born. Okay, you're either born with a XX chromosome or XY chromosome. XX being the female chromosome and XY being the male chromosome. And when you have these two chromosomes, they come together to create a child, which could be a XX or XY. As far as the structure of male and female, these are two puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly. Okay. Now we have this society that is trying to accept the whole idea that the traditional way is the new and the old and outdated way to do things, and the new tradition is you could be with whoever you want to be with, and you can just adopt if you want to adopt. But I encourage you to venture into the traditional way, which would be conceiving and being fruitful in a wholesome way. Okay. Also, if you are trying to be spiritual, continue down the road of being spiritual, because what spirituality does for you is it creates a zone of healing, if you will. It creates this it has this natural effect of restoring you back to your purpose, back to your original creation, what you were meant to be. Okay, that's what spirituality does. It shifts you into the direction of becoming your natural and wholesome self. Okay, so I really encourage you to not to be discouraged about your lifestyles or whatever your preference is, that through it all, God is still in control. And as long as you believe that you are in the right standings with God, then you're going in the right direction. Ultimately, life is about moving and presenting yourself in a way that would please God, in a way that would suggest that you are living your best life, should I say. But I love y'all, man. I hope this information really helps. I know there are some people out there struggling with this, and so I encourage you not to be discouraged by being accepted by your family. I would encourage you to embrace who you are and follow the facts. Follow the facts down to your very DNA. What you're born with, you were meant to have, and you have the full power and capacity to use it to the best of your ability. And I encourage you all to embrace that with love. I love y'all. I want to see y'all doing good things. Y'all keep me up, and I'm going to keep y'all up, and I'm out of this thing, man.